Today we're going to look at 3 old initiation rites performed by witches. Their descriptions given in witch trial accounts and by folklorists collecting pieces of old witch lore here in Britain. It should be noted here that the word witch has evolved since the witch trials, but during the witch trial era, a witch was by definition a person who worked baneful magic and had by their own admission given themselves to the devil. My own understanding of the devil, in this case, is a figure cut out from many old pre-Christian gods of different European cultures and peoples, demonised by the church and spat out as the figure of the devil. His image and persona influenced by many different old gods, including Odin, Pan, Dionysus, Cernunnos, and many other pre-Christian deities. During the witch trial era, any spirit or being which didn't fit the Christian worldview was demonised and shunned. Where they were once worshipped and given offerings, they were now the epitome of evil, as were those who followed them. So now we have a little bit of cultural and political background to these rites. Let's take a look at how a witch of old could set her alliance with the devil. Number 1. On the night of the full moon, a witch would walk silently to the churchyard, approaching midnight, leave an offering at the gates for the spirits there. Standing at the north side of the church, she would walk backwards against the sun, with the church always to her right, as she walks while chanting the Lord's Prayer backwards, as the clock strikes midnight. This would be done once, 3 or 9 times. There is a variation on this rite where the witch would go to Mass and take the sacramental wafer, the symbolic body of Christ, perform the rite and then feed it to an animal who would appear at the end of the rite and was said to be the devil. In Norfolk, the rite of circumambulation ends when the witch whistles through the church keyhole to summon the devil and make her pact with him. Number 2. This one comes from the confession of Isobel Gowdie in 1662, where she stated, "I denied my baptism and did put the one of my hands to the crown of my head and the other to the sole of my foot, and then renounced all betwixt my 2 hands to the devil." On the night of a full moon, a witch would go out onto the land or churchyard beneath the stars. She would put her right hand on top of her head and her left hand onto the sole of her left foot and declare her renunciation of her previous faith and baptism, and state that all betwixt and between her hands now belongs to the devil. This can be done sitting or standing. You can also use your witch cord for this as a keepsake of your initiation and allegiance with the devil. Number 3. This rite comes from Orkney. In the 1880s, the folklorist Walter Dennison documented this rite of initiation. The witch would go to the beach approaching midnight on a full moon, gather 7 stones along the way. She would turn around 3 times against the sun and lay down on the ebb, the area between high and low tide. I don't live near the coast, so I adapted the rite accordingly to fit with what I have around me. choosing a small fishing pier to replicate the neither in nor out of water aspect of the original rite's symbology. The witch places 5 stones around her, 1 at her head, 1 at the length of each arm, 1 at the end of each leg, 1 on her chest, and 1 over her heart. The witch offers all betwixt and between the stones to the devil. The incantation is uttered, and afterwards the witch gets up and casts all 7 of the stones into the water singularly, and with a malediction. There are several themes which run through these rites: a full moon, midnight, the renunciation of previous faith and baptism, an allegiance and pact with the devil, in which the witch gives herself in her entirety in return for power. In the witch trial accounts, it is said that if he accepts the witch, she will be marked on her left side. Isobel Gowdie said that after her rite she was bitten by the devil on her left shoulder, who then spat out a mixture of her blood and his saliva into his hand and baptized her in his name. Some of these rites obviously giving yourself over in your entirety, so make adaptations if you wish. Be specific with what you will give and what you'd like in return. All the incantations for the rites are given below this video, though there is a YouTube channel called Hedgebeast, which has a video about the churchyard rite and shows how to pronounce the Lord's Prayer backwards. I love her channel so much and I highly recommend it. Hope you all enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.